Does your heart race when someone emotionally unavailable walks into the room? Do you feel that pull, that familiar ache, while your friends say, "You're so smart. Why do you always choose people who can't love you back?" But inside, you're whispering, "I don't know how to stop." You're not broken. There's a psychology to this, and it runs deeper than you think. We're talking about the psychology of people who fall for the wrong one every single time. Here's the paradox. Some of the most insightful, emotionally intelligent people repeatedly choose partners who can't meet them halfway. Society calls them self-sabotaging or addicted to drama, but psychology reveals something entirely different. You're not running toward pain. You're running toward something that feels like home. For some people, the attraction is simple. They see green flags and move forward. But for you, love is archaeology. You're drawn to the emotionally guarded, the unavailable, the ones with walls like fortresses, because somewhere deep inside, you believe you can be the one who breaks through. It's not just romance. It's a mission to prove you're worthy of the love you never fully received. Not because you're desperate or naive, but because you learned early that love is something you earn through persistence, not something freely given. So why does chasing emotionally unavailable people feel so intoxicating? Psychologically, people who repeatedly choose unavailable partners experience what's called intermittent reinforcement, the most powerful conditioning pattern known to behavioral science. So think of it like a slot machine. Unpredictable rewards create stronger addiction than consistent ones. A 2019 study from the University of California found that 67% of individuals with anxious attachment patterns showed heightened dopamine responses to inconsistent emotional availability compared to secure relationships. Your brain literally gets more reward chemicals from the chase than from stable love. This isn't weakness or poor judgment. This is how your reward system was wired by early experiences of inconsistent affection. But there's something deeper happening. When you finally encounter someone emotionally available, someone consistent and present, it doesn't feel like relief. It feels like boredom, like something's missing. Out there, you're compassionate, perceptive, always reading the room. But secure love asks you to stop performing, to stop earning, to simply receive. And that vulnerability? It's terrifying. Because if someone loves you without you having to chase, decode, or fix them, you're forced to confront a devastating question. Am I lovable just as I am? The emotional labor of facing that truth feels more exhausting than chasing unavailable people ever did. And that cost? It's invisible to everyone but you. Here's what most people never admit. Some of the most loving, most emotionally aware, most devoted people are the ones who keep choosing partners who can't love them back. Not because they're masochistic, not because they lack self-respect, but because unavailable love feels safer than the terrifying intimacy of being fully seen. There's a strange comfort in loving someone from a distance. You get to keep your armor on, and sometimes that armor isn't a prison. It's the only thing that's kept you standing. But let's be honest. For some, this pattern comes from childhood. Watching a parent chase an emotionally distant partner, learning that love means longing. If you grew up feeling invisible, unless you were solving someone else's problems, then unavailable partners activate old wounds that feel like purpose. Ask yourself, am I choosing unavailable people because I'm terrified of real intimacy, or because I genuinely haven't met someone available who matches my depth? If it's protection, honor it. If it's a wound replaying, reach out to someone safe. You deserve support either way. See, so here's your script for next time you feel that pull towards someone unavailable. I recognize this feeling, and I'm choosing differently today. You don't owe anyone an explanation beyond that, because you can be deeply empathetic and still protect your heart. You can understand someone's wounds and still walk away if they're not meeting you halfway. Your capacity to love complicated people doesn't mean you're obligated to. You deserve someone who doesn't make you translate their silence, who shows up without you having to teach them how. You're not broken or too much. You're wired for depth, for loyalty, for seeing people others overlook. And that's not your curse. It's your gift when you finally direct it towards someone ready to hold it. What pattern do you recognize in the people you're drawn to? Drop it below. I read every comment and I bet you'll find your people down there. Hit subscribe if you're ready to break cycles instead of repeating them. Next up, the psychology of people who give too much in relationships and why just set